physics. It's what it's all about. This is what it all boils down to, is physics. When a client comes in to see me, one of the things I do is I give them a history form to fill out. Talks about their medical history, what they've experienced, what traumas they've endured, how many surgeries they've had, what they've been diagnosed with. Love that word, diagnose. Diagnose and label are synonymous. It gives us some type of category to allow us to understand a little bit more about what is going on with our bodies. But at the end of the day, when you get your diagnosis, right, what are some common diagnoses out there? Shout them out. Scoliosis. What else? Herniated disc, chondromalacia. Tennis elbow. Carpal tunnel. The list goes on and on and on. There's thousands of diagnoses out there, right? Now, once you find out what is wrong with you, what's the next question? How do I fix this, doc? What's the common answer?
Take pills, rest.
Drugs is number one. Surgery.
Rest first.
Rest, yeah. Stay off it. It'll heal. PT. Right? These are the common, and this is our healthcare system, guys. This is what we deal with. You have this. Now take drugs for it. And if you think about all of the remedies for it, it's really all about masking the pain. It's not really about curing the pain. It's just pretending that there's nothing going on there. Cortisone shots, epidural shots. What are they? They're Band-Aids. It's all they are, Band-Aids. They don't do anything to cure the problem. All they do is mask it. So when you take a look at the body in terms of physics, anybody know who this guy is? No, now you do. Right? The apple dude? I call him the apple dude. Right? Because it fell on his head and he's like, wait a second, what's going on here? So Newton is really the basis for symmetry. And he has 3 laws. The first 2, I don't care. They apply with motion movement, which is great. But the last one applies to what we're talking about here, which is static posture. And so his 3rd law states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Everybody heard of that? Right? So I'm going to ask you something here. What this means is, if I'm going to move this way, what's my first action? What do you think? If I want to move that way, what's my first action? Pushing back. You get 10 points. We work on the point system here too. I haven't been allocating any points because you haven't been saying anything. Now you know. Okay? Jerry's in the lead. Most people don't realize that. In order to go forward, you have to push backwards first, because the earth provides a stabilized point, a reference point, in order for you to exert force to move yourself forward. It's not lifting the leg, because if I just did this, I'm not going anywhere. I have to push and then go somewhere, and then I start my gait pattern. So when we're talking about the action-reaction principle, it all ties in, because when you're talking about compensation, it has the same effect, right? And this is what it's defined as. Understanding compensation is the key to a healthy body. The improvement of any defect by the excessive development or action of another structure or organ of the same structure is defined as compensation. Think about that. Let me read it again. The improvement of any defect by the excessive development or action of another structure or organ of the same structure. So the next logical question is, why do we compensate? What does compensation mean? What does compensation provide? Anyone? Anyone? Mueller? What is compensation? And I'm not talking about driving a big truck. That's another compensation. Clark got it.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite action.
Okay, but why? Why have an opposite action?
To balance.
Balance what? You're in the right direction here. I'm just trying to coax you along.
You got it. You did it.
Balance what?
To balance the structure.
Okay, how? And in what specifically? Thank you for not answering. You're like, I don't know it.
So to provide what's missing.
To balance the brain. So the brain feels.
Okay, your brain has an instinct, and that instinct is known as the writing reflex.